Hi Gypsies, this is Joy, and I am going to do a pick a card tarot reading on why does my mother hate me or not love me, and it's a pick a card. Okay, I realize this is an incendiary topic, okay? I'm probably going to get all kinds of nasty comments, and I feel that this has got to be addressed. Nobody is talking about this with the readings. Nobody about saying, why does my mother hate me? And yet I can see from my searches that people are having this question. So, in typical Joy fashion, I'm going to talk about this, and I hope it's helpful. It's not meant to be mean. I do realize that older people have had some very, very tough circumstances, and that's why maybe they brought their children up a certain way. I understand that. But what you need to understand as well is there is a child victim here as well, if you were abusive to that child. Okay? So I understand that there are reasons, and that's what part of this is about, is to talk about that. But the victim, the abused child, does not deserve to be forgotten either, just because it's easier to sweep this under the rug and not talk about it. And I realize that many mothers have had a very, very tough time of it. I do understand that. But my hope is in this reading is to discuss this with you and maybe give you food for thought so that you're more accepting of your mother, or you come up with some different solutions as to how to talk to them, meet them halfway, something. That's what this is for. I'm not trying to be mean to mothers, okay? I'm not. So, there are 3 pouches to choose from. The first one is the Narcissus fairy. The next is the Elderflower fairy. And then the next is the greater, and I don't know if I think it's Celandine fairy. Okay. So I hope you take this in the spirit that it's given. I just mean to help, and I do feel driven to say this. After all, my channel is all about telling you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear. And sometimes this is hard to hear. Okay, so all right, so let's begin the readings. Hi Gypsies, this is Joy, and you are group 1, and you chose the Narcissus fairy. Okay, so the question that we're going to answer is a pick a card. Why does my mother hate me or not love me? Okay. Now, I've gotten rid of the other kind of frills that I do because I feel like this is a very serious reading. Not that the other ones weren't, but this is, I want to focus on the cards. Okay. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now we're going to look at the past, present, and future. Now, let's see. What I'm going to do first is I am going to do a channeled part of this reading where I see what comes in, whether it's strong emotions, whether I actually see something in my third eye, somebody talking, something. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin that, okay? Wow. I'm feeling very sad. Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if I'm feeling like what I saw was more to do with your mother's past. And what I heard was a lone bird chirping by itself, very lonely, not being heard. And I feel like that's your mother's experience. I feel like she felt like nobody loved her. I feel very strongly about that. I feel like her basic needs got taken care of, sort of, but the love kind of aspect did not. So this is a person that grew up sort of empty inside. You know, when somebody has not been shown love and kindness, sometimes it makes them resent other people that are asking them for love and kindness, because their thought could be, hey, I never got it, why should I give it to you? I'm not saying that that's right. I'm saying that that's a reaction. You know, over the years, I have talked to so many people that have had stories about their mothers. And these stories, I didn't ask to be told them. They just came out of the person's mouth. So I've got a pretty good idea, I think, of some people's experiences. All right, let's look at the past with you and your mother, okay? So we're going to look at the overreaching card, Memories of Love. Okay. This is your card. Page of Pentacles. And your mother's card. Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay, so you know what I'm seeing very clearly? Do you see how this page, which is your card, you're offering something. The Queen, your mother, is accepting it and not giving any back. Okay? This, the first thing I thought of when I saw this is the hands holding one solitary flame. And it felt like what your mother was experiencing as a child, being very lonely and not having her basic needs met. She felt ignored. And I am getting a feeling that she may have passed that on to her children, her child, you. This is a woman who, it feels like, at least for some of you, who does not, I mean, she's never experienced the kind of lovey-dovey, you know, I love you love. She's never experienced that. So she doesn't know how to give that out. And when she sees that kind of kissy, lovey kind of stuff, she feels uncomfortable. This is totally out of her experience. And she does feel a little resentful about that. Because she's thinking, nobody cared about me. Why should you be given all of this love and you didn't earn it? You didn't earn it. Oh. Yeah, I'm seeing a father, I'm seeing a grandfather. You didn't earn it. It's sort of a transactional kind of thing. You have to earn the love. You don't just get to have it. Sometimes if you understand things from a parent's point of view, it has a calming effect, because you can see what they went through and maybe not expect what you were expecting before. You know, I am reminded of a really great quote of a preacher, and I can't think of who this was, but what they said was, when you're dealing with somebody who has a cup half empty, okay, half empty of love, and that's all they're capable of, and you keep asking for a full cup, you will never be happy with them, because you're expecting something they can't give. They can't give it. They don't know how. They don't even know that they're lacking. So this comes to accepting the person the way they are. And sometimes that's very difficult. That's very difficult. Let's look at the present. This is upside down, and this is emotional loss. Okay, this is your card. It's the Hierophant. And this is your mother's card. This is the Nine of Pentacles. And once again, you'll notice this figure, as well as this figure that's also your mother's card, they're not offering anything. They're not putting their hands out this way to give something. They're sitting there waiting for something. I'm feeling like you are almost the referee in your parents' marriage. It feels like the marriage isn't a very happy one. I could see your mother being very closed-mouthed and feeling like a martyr, feeling like a victim, and feeling like she might even want your dad to suffer for who knows what, because he did things that she'd rather that he didn't. But she doesn't tell him what it is, so he doesn't know why she's mad at him. So it's more like she gives him the silent treatment, and you're sort of the go-between. I'm feeling like this card here is what's in this present time actually happening. Okay, this isn't through the filter of your mother's eyes or your eyes, and this is an emotional loss. And this definitely feels like it's talking about your mother. I can feel that. It feels so terrible. She feels empty. But she's felt that way for so long that I'm not even sure she's aware of it. She's not used to talking about her feelings. She considers it weak, and this is from her father, who's telling her that she has to deserve love. Okay? So, according to her, you have to earn the love. You've got to do your chores correctly. You have to follow the rules. You have to not make her mad. You know, you have to deserve it. Okay? But you know, deep down inside, I'm hearing this, deep down inside, she's squishy. She doesn't know any other way to be. You know, sometimes if your parent, if your mother, can feel like you're not expecting what you were expecting before, she will not feel as guarded. So if she knows that you're wanting her to spill her guts and tell you all of her feelings and to be very emotional and all that, now she's not capable, okay? And so when she can sense that you're no longer expecting that you're just accepting her for the person that she is, she's going to relax. And she might talk about some things that you weren't expecting. She just might. Okay. This is for your future. Wisdom. This is your card. The Knight of Wands. Okay. And the Four of Wands. Oh, this is very interesting. So what your guides are suggesting for the future is to use your wisdom, okay? To use what you've learned about your mother, and to not expect what you were expecting before. To not go too fast. This is upside down. Don't go too fast. Be very patient with her. And she's used to grilling you. And this is upside down. So they're saying if you're patient and you're not pushing her, and she can feel you're not pushing her. I mean, do this the smart way with what you've learned. She's not going to grill you. She's not going to be demanding and maybe be as hard on you. Now, one thing I would suggest, as with all of these readings, one thing I would suggest is you do earn the money to move out if you need to. If this is a situation that's becoming so horrible, that might be something that you want to really consider, okay? If it's making you emotionally and physically sick to be in this environment, that's something you might want to really think about, is to earn that money so that you can move out. I'm also going to put in the comments area the art of communication. And even if you can't get your mother to communicate, it is a very worthwhile skill to develop, to know how to communicate with other people. When you have relationships, you're going to know how to express your feelings, which is going to be very important. And when you finally are able to get out what you're feeling, if you're feeling depressed, it might just take away that depression, because you don't have these things bottled up inside of you anymore, like your mother does. So all my love and all my best wishes for you for the future. And I would like to send some Reiki healing to both of you. And if you'd just like to sit down, well, hopefully you're sitting down, relax, and let's go ahead and I'll send some Reiki energy. And it will go where it needs to go. I don't need to tell it where to go. But I'm feeling some close tears, and that's all right. Just let them flow if they need to. Yeah, I feel some definite bottled up energy. Just let it go. Just let it go out. Let it go out. And feel your hair being patted and stroked very nicely. And the person you love most in the world telling you that they love you and that you're worthwhile, because you are. And if you need to rest afterwards, that's fine. sometimes when you let go of a lot of emotion, you feel exhausted afterwards, and that's okay. All right? Okay, Gypsies, I hope that reading helped, and if I can think of any other suggestions, I'll put them in the comment area as well, okay? All right. Thank you, Gypsies. Bye. Hi, Group 2. You chose the Elderflower Fairy pouch, and we are answering the question today, why does my mother hate me or not love me? Okay, so what I'm going to do first, actually, I'm going to do a channeled part of the reading. And what I'm looking for are really strong emotions that I feel, or sometimes I'll see something in my third eye, sense, some kind of smell, something like that. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm hoping that this reading will help you all. That's my intention. And so let's begin. Okay. What I felt very strongly, I heard loud noises, and it was like I was in somebody's throat, and I think it was your mother. It was in her throat. Her throat was like constricted like this. She had a scream that wanted to come out, and it couldn't come out because it was so tight like this. She was trying to hum in her mind because she couldn't get the humming out of her mouth, so she had to pretend in her mind what it was so that she could drown out the sounds. And I don't know, parents yelling, screaming, I don't know what it was, but she's drowning out something. And she's in a ball, and she's just rocking back and forth trying to not hear it. And she's got her hands over her ears, and her ears are hurting because she's pressing them so hard, and she's rocking back and forth trying to do this imaginary sound to drown out what's going on. Okay. All right. What we're going to do first is we're going to look at the past. We're going to look at the overreaching card that talks about the past. And then we're going to look at your card and then at her card. Okay? Fulfillment of wishes. Now this is your past with your mother, okay? This is your card. And the Fool card, that's your mother's card, okay? Now, first off, I'm feeling like your mind is in disarray, okay? You don't know what your mother wants to make her happy. You don't know what you're supposed to do. She's not good at expressing herself. So she doesn't know to, okay. She doesn't know what to tell you, and I think, whether she realizes it or not, she's being manipulative. She's acting like the fool. She's acting like the silly woman, like, oh, I don't know, what I want or whatever. But she knows, she does know, and she finds that by not telling you, you can never satisfy her wishes, and she's got you on the hook. This is a manipulation tactic right here. Okay? And you feel like you're going nuts because you feel like you can't. I mean, you've asked her, what do you want me to do? What is it you want me to do? And she'll say something like, oh, I didn't mean for you to do anything. it's passive aggressive, it's manipulative. She's pretending. She's pretending. Let's look at the present. Solitude, upside down. This is your card, the Death card, upside down. Oh wow, another upside down. 10 of Cups, upside down. Okay. For her card, what I'm seeing very clearly is her subconscious area of her body. Now, this is both sides of her, the female and the male part. The female side is sort of the thinking, emotional side, and it tells the male side, the action side, what to do. So it feels like she knows things, but she's not letting it out in the open. She's not turning on the male side to actually to show the actions. And this feels very manipulative too. It's like I was saying before, she's playing the fool, and she's not stupid. She's not stupid. You, on the other hand, this is the Death card, and in this case it's talking about transformation and death of your old self. Now, I'm feeling like, because you're so focused on pleasing her, you are not paying attention to yourself and changing your own actions. And as you know, you are the only one that can change your actions. You can't change anyone else's, including your mother's. You can't. You just can't. Now, you can accept the way she is, know that you're being manipulated or trying to be manipulated, and just not letting her. But you don't have to be angry about it. You know this. You know this. She hasn't changed. But see, you're not changing either. You're not changing the way you're thinking. You're not changing it. And what I'm seeing with this Solitude card is your guides want you to meditate and to really think out your actions. And when you do that, that's when you can gain new insights, and that's when you can start to change yourself. It sounds like you're so frazzled trying to please this woman who will not tell you how to please her, okay, that you're not paying attention to yourself and how to change yourself, because you can only change yourself. You can't continue to say the rest of your life, well, you could, but you're going to be unhappy. If you continue to say, I can't believe her, how could she act? She's just acting the way she knows how to act. That's all she's doing. She's not changing. And the longer you expect her to be a different way, you know, the model mother that father knows best mother, you know, the more unhappy that you will be. So your guides are suggesting solitude for you, where you can really think and meditate. That's what you need. Actually, that's what she needs too, but we won't talk about that. I mean, she can do that if she wants. We're talking about you, because that's the only equation, that's the only part of this equation that can change is you. And if you decide to change yourself and how you're reacting to her, then the situation will change, because you changed it for yourself. And it has nothing to do with her changing, because you can't expect that. You just can't. I'm not saying that older people can't change, but if she's decided that she's not going to, you can't make her. You can't make her. Yeah. All right, let's look in the future. Movement, choices, and decisions. The Emperor, and it's upside down. This is your card. and Two of Cups. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing this very clearly. This is your mother. This is your mother's card, by the way. This is your mother. This is future. She's not changed. She's still inhibited by the change that she's continuing to have around herself. And this is you reaching out to her and not expecting her to act any way different. Now, that's not to say that if she drives you absolutely bonkers, that I'm saying that you have to be around her and put up with snide comments and all that. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying for your own peace of mind, you've got to change your thinking about her for your own peace of mind, to be happy and to content. And, when you meditate, like what they're asking you to do, if you've got children or even just are in a relationship, you're going to learn from your mother's behavior. You're going to learn what manipulative behavior is, and maybe you'll even see that you're doing some of it. Okay? This is very, very good. Sometimes the most painful relationships and experiences that I've had have taught me so much if I've acknowledged it and let it. I don't want to ever repeat them. But they did. They did. And some of the most surprising is finding out that that the things that your mother did and does, you do. You do it too. It's crazy. But you've got to know that so that you do not perpetuate this cycle of abuse. It's so important for you to meditate and to think about things and to change yourself so this does not continue into the next generation. That's why this is so important, to look at yourself, not just at the other people that are driving you crazy. I'm telling you, there are some things that I just think, oh my gosh, that's what my mother used to do. And I'm doing them. Okay. So they're suggesting for the future, this is your card, and they want you to build a foundation that you've never had before. Okay? You build it for yourself. And you're going to do that through meditation. You're going to do that through the wisdom that you achieve. And you will make different choices because of that. Meditation. And learn what your limits are too, okay? Sometimes you feel changed and you feel like you can suddenly put up with your mother and not have a problem. And then you are unpleasantly surprised at how it still makes you very, very angry. So know what your limits are and be gentle with yourself. It's okay. You're going to get there. You are going to get there. And, just know that you just do your best. And love her. Sometimes you have to love them at a distance. I'm not saying that that's necessarily the case for you, but you know. And just understand that in many of these cases, these mothers were abused themselves. And people didn't know better. Okay? All right. So what I want to do now is send some healing Reiki energy to you. So please lean back in your chair, and I'm going to send some long distance healing to you all, group 2. And maybe she's never rocked you before, but right now you're being rocked very gently back and forth, and you feel very calm and safe. Nothing's going to hurt you. Everything's at peace with the world. And if you've got any kind of conflicting thoughts or upset in your mind, it's gray matter in there, and just watch it drain out of your head so that you feel sort of sleepy in a way, but you feel so relaxed. And maybe you're outside in a garden and it's the springtime and you can feel the wind going through your hair and gently playing with your hair. And you can hear the birds singing. And you don't have to do anything. Everything's just fine. Okay. Thank you, Group 2. I love you, and you take care, and I'll see you for the next reading. Bye. Hi, Group 3. This is Joy, and you chose the Greater Celandine Fairy. Isn't she cute? Okay, we are here to answer, why does my mother hate me or not love me? Pick a card. Okay. So what I'm first going to do with this reading is we're going to do a channeled part so I can get any feelings, anything in my third eye, any kind of sensory that might lend itself to this reading. Okay, so here we go. Wow. You know, what I first got is a voice. It was a male voice with a sort of a loud, manic, kind of crazy sounds, and then 2 seconds later they're laughing, and it's sort of like a manic depressive kind of thing, although I don't think they call it that anymore. But and then I see your mother as a child sort of looking at this male figure with fear, not knowing what to do. I think there's some little bit of mental illness there or something. She felt unsafe, unsure, conflicted, not sure what to do, ashamed. She did not want to bring friends from school to her home because she didn't know when her father would go off the deep end. If he drank, it was really bad. Her mother tried to hide this and pretend that it wasn't going on. Okay, that's a sad situation. Okay, so what we're first going to look at is the past. Okay. This is the overreaching card. This is foundation and achievements, and this is upside down. Justice. This is your card. Okay. And this is the card for your mother, the Chariot. Okay, the first thing I saw with this Chariot card, and this is your mother's card, I feel like one horse is going one way, one horse is going the other way, and she's being torn apart. I feel like she's very confused. She feels like she's been confused since she's a child, and it makes her, she feels ashamed because she feels like she's an adult. She should be able to handle this. And you know, a lot of times when women don't talk with each other, or people don't talk with each other, they don't realize that the feelings that they're feeling, like what she is right now, it's like all over. I mean, everybody is feeling things like this. You know, I think kids automatically think that when you're an adult, suddenly everything's going to be fine. you're going to be, you're going to know everything, and you don't. As you know, you don't. You don't. So I'm feeling like in the past, this is when you were a child, I'm feeling like you had other brothers and sisters, and you feel like you got no justice. You feel like there was favoritism, and your mother let them get away with murder. You're the oldest, and you had everything piled on you. You were treated as the little mother. And frankly, you are somebody that wants to make sure everything's okay, right? So you took on the role of being the little mother, and didn't realize that it was going to continue forever, okay? It's always you that your mother will go to fix things, because that's what you've been doing your whole life. I'm feeling like she's depressed. So this is what if you were to look at this as a child, this is what you would have wanted. You know, you got the mother and the father, and then the arm around the child, and it's all very nice, all very sweet, but it's upside down, and that's not what happened. And your mother is very good at denying things, at pretending things are not happening, because that's what she did as a child. That's what her mother did. You know, pretend that, you know, your father isn't acting that way. Pretend like your father is not drinking heavily. Pretend that all of the bills are being paid, which they weren't. So it felt very unstable for your mother as a child, and it feels unstable for you unless you do something about it. And you're a very capable person. But it's like everybody got taken care of but you. And you were the one that took care of them, actually. You were the one. You were the caretaker. You didn't have the childhood. Okay? So let's look at the present, the waiting game. This is your card, the Fool, upside down. Oh, I'm getting that. Okay. And then this is upside down, Three of Wands. So right now, you know, you've always wanted to be silly and have fun and be a child and all. No. You're the responsible one. And even into right now, I'm assuming into adulthood, you are the one that is taking the straight and narrow. You don't go off the cliff and just do whatever you want to do. And, you know, it's your brothers and sisters that do that. It's your other family members. You take care of everything. And I feel like you're waiting for something to change in your family so that you can suddenly get what you want. And I'm feeling like I need to say that you can wait until the cows come home. Okay. I'm hearing this is your magic moment. This is your time. You need to take this for yourself and not waste any more time. Do you see this older person here and the young person is standing? This feels like your mother and this feels like you. Okay? She's begging you not to leave her alone. I feel that very clearly, at least for some of you anyway. She's put a lot of pressure on you, whether she knows it or not, and And you can continue with this waiting game. You can continue. Or you can get on with your life. She might convince you that you're abandoning her. You might, if she feels like she can't do anything on her own, you might help her, show her that she can. But ultimately, if she doesn't want to do these things, this is tough. This is really tough. This is really tough. Anyway, okay, so let's look at the future. This is sacrifice, upside down. This is your card. Oh. And Page of Pentacles. And this, okay, good. All right. So I'm feeling like you've sacrificed for many, many years, and you're not doing that anymore. This is the future. I see marriage or some kind of a relationship for you and happiness. And I feel like your mother, who's just learning how to handle, money and other things in her life, she's not happy that you left, and she's resentful at first, but hopefully she'll learn. She's a page. She has not. She's just sort of a baby learning this stuff. It's almost like a woman who's never kept a checkbook or paid bills or anything like that. She's used to you taking care of her, is what she's used to. And this is upside down, so that's indicating to me that at this point she's still resisting. But this is the only way for your happiness, is for you to get on with your life. Okay? Wow. Okay. So, please lean back in your chair. I'm going to send some healing Reiki energy to you. So please close your eyes. I can feel the waves of Reiki energy just sort of leaving my hands and sort of drifting over to you all. And it's going inside your body and relaxing you, going in your mind that's so active with all the details of your life, all the things that you've got to do or you feel like you need to do. And it's taking all that out of your brain, out of your mind, and just allowing your mind to relax and into nothingness, into the void, to relax. And all of your resentments and anger are just melting away. So wonderful. So wonderful. And your mother is telling you that she can take care of herself. She can handle it. It's okay. You don't have to worry about her anymore. And you're such a lovely, caring person and so capable. And your mother says, thank you. Thank you for being my child. Okay. All right, group 3. That was good. I do readings twice a week. And so I will see you in the next reading. And I love you all. Take care. Thank you. Bye.